Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to your favourite football fan channel, Real Red Talk. This is your breaking news show. What's going on, people? We have got a lot of stuff to get. This is like London at 5 o'clock, rush hour, on a motorway bridge, jam-packed with loads of stuff. We're going to talk about the Bloomberg report. Qatar are now confident of winning the bidding war for Manchester United. We're going to talk about Glazer. Samuel Luckhurst reported something this morning with a few interesting details in there. Onana and Mason Mount potentially this week. Anthony responds to allegations. And Caicedo talks confirmed from Sky Sports as well. So make sure you get all your comments in, all your questions, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to hear, your thoughts on as we go through the topics on the table. We've got Adam back from harassing Coldplay around the world, which is fantastic. It's nice to see him. And we've got Sam on the show. But yeah, Adam, how are you, mate?
Doing good. Obviously, I was in Naples, trying to work on the Kim Min-jae deal, but the Glazers, shut the purse strings on me, and I had to even pay for my own hotel. Devastating stuff, honestly. But no, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Yeah, been very busy with the channel, as you would know. There's a lot of stuff going on, like Sam has as well. Busy day, Sam. Are you okay?
Yeah. I wasn't supposed to be on the show tonight, but with this shit kicking off, I thought we can't wait and we have to go live and we give the people what we want. But yeah, Adam in the chat, Brian K saying, good to see Adam has taken a break from the Coldplay tour. So
yeah.
Also,
he might as well get paid at this point and be on the tour.
Also, weren't you like the agent responsible for the Phil Jones thing to Bordeaux, and that fell apart as well, didn't it? You not got a good hit record at the minute. It's not going well.
No, that's why I work for Manchester United.
Good point. Good point.
Take that point. Now, we're going to start with the Bloomberg article. There's been a lot of noise around this. Stock prices have gone up. People jumping the gun slightly on it already. But this is the news that we have, and I'm not the source. I'm reporting this news. So people in the comments are saying, you're wrong about this. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't. This is why I'm reporting it from somebody else. Let's just get that in concrete straight off the bat.
We're not journalists. We're not journalists.
We report what journalists say and then give our opinions to it. This is how this whole thing works, right? It's called a fan channel, right? So the breaking news is that Sheikh Jassim's Qatari group is increasingly confident that he's won the bidding for Manchester United. Those within the inner circle of the bid have now begun communicating their confidence of victory and believe it's a matter of time before the announcement. Now, the structure of the Ratcliffe deal has provoked opposition from current minority shareholders in Manchester United who will not be bought out. A top 3 shareholder sent a letter to Manchester United's board warning that the independent directors could be at risk of being sued for recommending a bid that favours one set of shareholders over another. Now, not to be a bit of a party pooper, usually when I see this kind of news, I get all excited and oh, it's going to happen finally after 7 months of doing this. But I've now starting to learn that over the past 7 months, like I said, we've done about 4 or 5 shows. I'm like, it's actually happening. It's coming. No, I'm just not going to get too excited about it. And the article itself still states that the Glazers could still accept minority investment. I suppose this is a $1 million question. I don't know who I'll go to. Adam, I'll go to you first. She's back from Italy, fresh off the bat. Why is this announcement taking so long, do you think? And do you finally think that it's leaning towards Qatar now? Are you of that opinion?
I think it went through a period of doubt for the Glazers that they were thinking, okay, do we actually really, really want to sell at this point? Even though they were getting offers that they wanted, they probably quoted a price and it's been given to them. And now they're just kind of, pussyfooting around, like saying, oh, are we actually going to accept it now? But it's gotten to a point now, they're that far in that if they just put a minority investment, it's not going to be accepted. The fans are going to absolutely riot. And we've seen it in the new kit launch there recently. The store opened at 10. It was shut in the first 5 minutes, was it?
1 minute. 10:01 shut.
Yeah.
Okay, so they just unlocked the doors. They're like, yeah, no, lock again.
Yeah.
And that's just a tiny, tiny scale of what will come if they do not sell. I didn't expect it to go on this long, but then it is the Glazers as well, and we know that they do not like to sign off on things quite early. Frustrations growing
Or
around
at
the
all.
club. It's not, yeah, anything. And it's not fair on employees at the club, like from people working at Carrington behind the scenes, even not fair on board members at the club who don't fully know what's going on. The only people that know what's going on is the Glazers right now, although this news today is kind of breaking that the Qataris feel confident now. So do I feel confident? I believe it when I see it, honestly. Once I see that club statement, that's the only time I'm going to believe it, because we've been in this position before 3-4 times where we thought, look, it's going to happen. And then 2-3 weeks have passed by, the end of March, April, and now we're at the end of June. Yeah. And the transfer window's open, 3 weeks now, is it? It's almost worrying times. I know people are thinking positive, but it's the transfer window is getting shut. Like it's approaching on the horizon, the date, and every day that goes by is closer to preseason, which is less prep time for Ten Hag and his squad. And he wanted to have players in early this summer. It's been reported widely, and he's been let down by these owners again. And they let down everybody.
Yeah, it's an important point that you make about the transfer window as well, because you think about it. I think it's only on for 10 weeks, so from the 14th of June to like the 1st or 2nd of September, right? We've already gone through 20% of the transfer window now, and we've not even like really got any concrete deal ready to go with players. Mount's probably the closest as it stands at the minute. But again, this all stems from the ownership. And at the minute, Sam, we've had reports that after the June the 30th, maybe there'll be some movement on there from some credible people. We've had this Bloomberg article come out now as well. Do you feel any more optimistic, pessimistic in terms of just the sale being done? I know you're not necessarily a Qatar kind of thingy, but in terms of the deal being done, are you any more optimistic or, talk to me.
No, because I respect Bloomberg and Reuters a little bit more than most of the journalists who are talking about stuff, because they have no dog in the fight. Like, they don't make their living talking about football. They're just financial outlets who report on financial things, the stock market, acquisitions, all that kind of stuff. Whereas people like I'm not going to name journalists because I don't want to single people out, but like certain journalists, they make their living from football. So if they can twist something or put something out there that might not be necessarily true, but they can sort of word it in a way that seems like it might be true, but they've got a get out of thing clause. And what's the word? Slander. If they can get away with that being done for slander, they will do that. Like, we've seen it all the time. We've seen people go, Qatar has reopened, has submitted a last minute bid, and then you read the article and it's like they haven't actually. They're reiterating the last bid that they did, and they're sort of regenerating it to get clicks and get sort of stories and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit hesitant to believe a lot of journalists. I know a couple of them have been on the right path and have like reported honestly, but then a lot of others haven't. So, but I tend to respect Bloomberg and Reuters. I think they are neutral reporters, and so if they say something, I'm more likely to sort of take their information with a less pinch of salt than some other journalists. But like Adam, until I see a club statement, I ain't believing shit. Like, I ain't looking at it. I'm not getting excited. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm not going to, until I see a club statement. We're just going to accept that the Glazers is still here until we see a club statement, and then we can go from there. But at this point, nothing's done, nothing's signed, nothing's happened yet. We've got to wait. So,
well, let's get into all the comments, and we've got absolutely loads. Keep getting them in about Qatar, so Jim Ratcliffe, the ownership in general. Do you believe this Bloomberg article? Yeah, just get involved in the conversation. We'll read some of your comments out now.
Yeah, Brandon is back. Brandon, long time no see, my mate. It's been a while. He is a real Reds ultra. So yeah, all the gang's in there. Brandon's in there. Vince Bullock, Gray 100, Brian Casey, of course, and Brandon is back. Shout out to all the real Reds ultras. Appreciate all of you. Brian Casey, so hard to be optimistic as United fans, not at least until the Glazers are gone. Absolutely. Marky Mark, the story of the sale is getting really boring now. I can't wait for those cockroaches to finally leave. Absolutely. Lucky Singh, Joel and Avram, you're going. Darcy, Brian, Edward, Kevin. He actually knows the names. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I just guessed them.
Kevin Odie, Bloomberg didn't say Qatar has won. He said Qatari group are confident. Yeah, that's what we said. When Nick read it out, he said word for word what the article said. We're not saying Qatar's won. We're saying Qatar is claiming confidence that they have won. We're not saying Qatar's won. So, just to clear that up. And then people are talking at the beginning about hay fever. So I'll just I'll let them continue that conversation.
Oh, I hate it.
I'm with you on that. I'm one of the strong anti hay fevers, almost as much as I am anti Glazers, and that's what we're going to touch on next. Booking Glazeronomics, because this is all tied in with one, not hay fever and Glazers, but in terms of the spending and everything that's going on around it, and why certain things haven't been announced yet, and why transfers haven't been made, and maybe why the ownership thing hasn't been wrapped up yet. So Samuel Lucker's put a couple of interesting things out this morning, which some stuff we'll already know, but some stuff's pretty damning as well. So these are the things that he's put out, and then I'll get the last reaction to it. So the Glazers have never invested a single penny into United since they completed their takeover in May 2005. A well-placed source says upfront fees are a current issue for Manchester United this window. United also have a number of historic transfers to pay off. As of March, they owe clubs 308 million in transfer fees. Now, the sale of United is likely to discourage the Glazers from sanctioning more funds from the credit line, which industry observers believe could hold United back more than FFP. And provided the Glazers intend to sell, it would be logical for United's financial position to be as strong as possible in order to maintain the high share price. The knock-on effect is they will not release or sanction capital outlay they deem unnecessary. So, in a nutshell, the current debt is 725 million, and we owe clubs 308 million in transfer fees. We're using a credit facility to purchase players because the upfront fee is an issue, and the Glazers haven't invested a single penny on or off the pitch, which most people would have known since the takeover in 2005.
Also, we would have more money to play with because I think there was a bit you didn't mention in the article, unless I misheard.
No.
Man United have financial fair play. Multiple sources, however, are adamant they would have more to spend if the Glazer family topped up the club's cash flows. So if the Glazer family put money into the club, which as an owner you should do, which was every other owner does, we would have more money to play with in the transfer market. But because they're greedy, miserly, parasite motherfuckers, they're not going to put any money into the club. So that's why we're in the position we're in. So I just wanted to highlight that point because that's important as well.
And that's not it. I've got another thing as well. So Manchester United in the last 3 years have only sold Smalling for 15 million euros, Fosun Mensah for 1 million, Dan James for 29, Pereira for 9, Chong for 1, Iqbal for 1. That's a total of 57 million euros. In the same time, we've spent 463 million euros on signings. Glazeronomics, lads. This is why people are so fucking keen to get them out of the club. And again, I appreciate some people might have known this, but some people might have read up on it. Some people might not have known it. That's why it's interesting to put out, not interesting. That's why it's integral to put it out there for people to get this kind of information. But this just shows, lads, how incredibly bad this club has been run. I mean, even when you look at other clubs around us now in the transfer market, what Man City have done, Adam, for example, with Kovacic, bringing him in midfield as soon as Gundogan leaves. And then I know the Declan Rice thing's going towards Arsenal, but they're looking at the Spanish midfielder now. Can't remember.
Gabby
Vega now to bring in. They'll probably get that done deal straight away. Arsenal, I think, have brought in Havertz. They're looking like they're just about to sign Declan Rice as well, despite what you think of the players. Do you have that kind of sense now that we're going to fall behind next season? There could be potential that we're out with the top 4 if it continues going this way.
Continues going this way, other teams are taking over. Look at Newcastle, how they're getting business done. Maybe there was talks about Ruben Neves going there on a 2-year loan, which kind of bypasses financial fair play. That's a whole different situation there, and you might see a lot more of that sort of stuff happening with the Saudi League, the way it's going. But I can see us falling miles behind at this rate. We're run by a bunch of clowns. It's the whole circus. And on top of that, the ringmaster is the actual Joel and Avram, the two of them. You've heard of The Greatest Showman. It's honestly the fucking worst show.
Yeah.
And they put the show out for the world, and everybody laughs at us. If you ever wanted a textbook on how not to run a football club, You actually have it here. And Arsenal have learned their lesson. They're being a lot more competent now. They're actually backing the manager, who they want. 100+ million deal right now as well. We finished one position below them, and somehow they're able to spend a lot more than us. As Sam said, if they put money into the club, we would have had a lot more funds to be able to actually go out and sign players, and then generate on top of sales as well. But look, we're going to fall behind. Newcastle will overtake if we don't get competent people in the right positions. Arsenal, again, will finish ahead of us. City, without a doubt, they're the best run club in the country. I know everything's a bit fishy there, but they have competent people in the right places, and they will walk away from a deal. They won't overpay. They won't. Our lot will overpay the whole time. They'll come back later in the window and throw more money than what they were initially being asked. And if then look at Liverpool as well. Liverpool have this thing where they seem to always they go for the exact player who they want. If they had to wait, they'll get him, and it worked out. I know they had a bad season last season, but like in the window, it only takes one or two signings that can change a team. It took Alisson and Van Dijk a couple of seasons ago. That transformed them into title contenders. It did. They will overtake us again, and then people at Chelsea too. They're offloading a load of players. They're bringing in the right players. They have Pochettino, who knows the league, and they have a really, really talented young team there. So potentially we can fall behind there. We have to be really, really careful and hope that this does get over the line. If Sheikh Jassim comes in, obviously he's going to put money into the club. We can actually have a bigger, I suppose, transfer kitty to spend. And then we have to only worry about financial fair play. But we're one of the only few clubs, I suppose, that didn't really have to worry about that in the past. And if we're run correctly, we won't have to worry about that in the future, only this window. So we just got to hope that this can be resolved really, really fast, because we're running out of time. It feels like you said 20% of the window is already finished. And we're hearing words speculation. We have an interest. What's another one of these? Monitoring, yeah. So many different adjectives that you can describe. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
We need to sign players. We need players in the door now.
Yeah. Well, we needed him near the start of the window, really, didn't we? I mean, the season kicks off 12th of July, which we spoke about so many times, Sam. And not only just that, we were discussing yesterday, it's going to be so weird. I don't know if you watched the show yesterday, Adam, but me and Sam were saying, it's going to be like prison reform. And, when they come out and they don't have a clue what's going on, like when the Glazers leave, we're going to have, if we have decent owners who actually get things done at the start of the window and don't give out silly contracts and don't do stupid shit, it's going to be weird for us. It's going to be like we're like, what the fuck's going on? Because we've been so used to this dark cloud over the club for the past 18 years. 18 years is a long time. Like 2/3 of my life, we've had the Glazers in charge. And everything we've just spoken about there is the reason. We always get people to stick, don't we, Sam, that, they've spent money, they've spent this money. They don't understand how much money.
It's our money. It's our fucking money.
Our money. Yeah, it's our money that we spent. We spent it badly, granted.
Yeah.
But it's our money that we've spent. It's just literally said there. They've not put a penny of their own money. They could do that now, and they could say, right, we understand you need help. We are selling the club, but Eric Ten Hag, look, if you need certain money for transfers, we'll offer certain credit or whatever. But they're just like, nah, we're not having that going on this Q3 financial report. Not a fucking chance, mate. Absolute embarrassment. 50 people in the chat. Please do smash a like on the video. Get your Glazer out comments in, and keep throwing your questions in as well, and we'll touch on it very shortly. Sam, I'm going to segue slightly into the transfer window, because we've both said our piece, whatever you want to call it, on the Glazers. Yeah. Onana is kind of the hot topic. Onana and Mason Mount are the hot topics at the minute. I'm going to start with Onana. So the official offer from Manchester United for Onana will arrive soon. In the next 48 hours, Inter Milan sporting director Piero Osilio will meet Manchester United and Onana's entourage in Ibiza to complete an agreement. Don't know why it's in Ibiza. United's director of football operations, David Harrison, biscuit distributor, is negotiating with Osilio. So that's the script at the minute. I'm a massive fan of this deal. Decent price, significant upgrade in terms of how we want to play. Could this be a signing we look back at and smile at for once, do you reckon?
If we sign it, if we manage to do it.
If we sign it, I'll premise it with that. Yeah.
Because I don't have any confidence in us signing anything at the minute. I really don't. I don't think anything gets done until A, after the June 30th, and then B, maybe when the Glazers have sold officially. I just see a bunch of stop gaps and a bunch of fixes to get them through to whenever they sell, and then they're going to walk off with a $6 billion and leave the new owners with the absolute fucking mess. So I think you mentioned as well, didn't you, about it's going to feel like institutionalized when the Glazers go. We're going to feel the same when if he comes in, he's going to change the way we play, because we've dealt with the being able to play unlike every other team in Europe, or the most successful teams in Europe. City, Liverpool, even Brighton play better than the way we do. Real Madrid, Barca, they all play this exciting, advanced football because of the style and the players they have in place. We are limited by the players that we have. So even the style that Ten Hag wants to adapt, we've seen elements of it and time and like pieces of it, but we've never had it for like a couple of games in a row, and it's been like we've steamrolled teams. The only way we've sort of destroyed teams that are better than us is on the counter, which is what Ollie used to do, because we don't have the necessarily talent to do so. So more people like that, I think, would come in, would improve the team, be able to play a certain style, be able to play the way that Ten Hag wants to play, and that's only a benefit. So if we can get him in, awesome. Am I confident that's going to happen? Not soon, because we're haggling over Mason Mount, which I understand, because he's not worth the money that Chelsea want. But Inter Milan going to do the same thing, and we're going to go in and Inter Milan go, nah, we want 70, 80 million for him. It could happen. Like the Atalanta are going, we want 80 million euros for Rasmus Højlund, for a guy who's dead young, scored 9 goals in a season, and they want 80 million for him. Like, it's a bit of a joke, really. Arsenal have just played 105 million for Declan Rice. Is he worth 105 million? I wouldn't say so. Good player, no doubt. A really good player.
Like, if Caicedo's going for 80 million, Declan Rice ain't worth
exactly. So it's the market's fucked up. The market's weird, and I just think we need to seriously get a move on, because if we don't start signing players soon, it's going to be like last season, where we have nobody available for preseason. Preseason starts in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And it doesn't look like we're close to any signing. Like, Mount's the closest one, and we're at a stalemate with it. So I'm fucking worried, man. Really worried.
It is mad. Adam, I've not even had a chance to speak to you about David De Gea yet. He put a certain tweet out before. I'm sure most people who are in the chat watching right now have seen it on Twitter, the little yawn symbol. Make of that whatever you will. I mean, we saw Mr. Goldbridge comment it as well, to speak about off camera, saying my goalkeeper and blah blah blah. And in fact, just while we're on the topic of the United stand, they've blocked me on Twitter. So with the 55, 60 people in the chat, at them and call them twats. I have no idea why they blocked me. No, I've always been a Stretford Paddock boy anyway. But yeah, they blocked me for whatever random reason. Maybe they didn't like my opinion. So fuck it.
Maybe it's because you've been on Paddock. Maybe they've saw you on Paddock and like, right, block him.
I don't know, but surely they've got like millions. Why are they worried about?
They're petty, mate. They're fucking petty.
Like, just absolute twats. Anyway, goalkeeper, Adam. It's a bit of a shame how this De Gea situation's going down, isn't it? Especially in public.
Yeah, it's been smeared all over the press, especially for someone who has been a good servant to the club, you could say. He obviously wants to stay, but fan opinion, and I'd say the majority of fans, it's definitely over 60% want the keeper changed. And I think the manager has also kind of, come out and said it at the end of the season. He wants his goalkeeper to be able to play from the back. And obviously you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So he sees the best option and is getting a new keeper. I don't know what the yawn emoji means. Is it like, to deal with all the speculation that's going on?
I retweeted Adam and I put, this is how we feel about this whole fucking saga, the ownership and the transfer. We're all sat there like, can't be fucked anymore, can we?
Mm-hmm. No, it's, trust the Glazers to suck the excitement of themselves leaving out of all the fans. Like, there's no better people to suck every bit of excitement out of you. They do it every window as well. We drag these deals on. It looks like, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't even think the club knows what they're doing with David De Gea right now. they're like, do we have funds to actually sign a keeper, or can you just wait there just in case we actually do need you?
It seems there's no communication. Like, it seems like Eric Ten Hag set out his stall, like, after the season going, and he said, didn't he, I want him to stay, but I'm not guaranteeing him #1 spot. I want to get somebody else to provide competition. So he set out his stall, and I think that's what he was under the impression of. I think they were like, okay, he was under the impression that the board would back him to get a goalkeeper to bring in. And then they've obviously then gone, oh, by the way, this contract we offered David De Gea, if he signs it, then you don't get a new goalkeeper. And then Ten Hag's gone, right, fuck. Withdraw the contract then, because I need a new goalkeeper. And now everybody's going, oh, they're disrespecting De Gea. It's like, no, Ten Hag was honest with what he wanted to do. And he probably spoke to the player. And the board and the transfer people have all fucked that up. Because they've gone, oh yeah, by the way, if he signs this, you don't get a goalkeeper. And Ten Hag went, well, that's not what you said to me. You said I could sign a goalkeeper. So Ten Hag again being chucked under the bus by fucking Glazers and their cronies pisses me off.
Sorry, I thought Adam was going to add on to that then. It was just like a silence. Everyone just like, yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. I just thought he was going to... Well, we can read out some comments whilst you kind of gather your thoughts. Obviously, not every single one because it's absolutely loads, but important to get the people in on this one. So,
yeah. I'm fucking high. I have to scroll up a long way. Jesus Christ.
There's a lot.
I'm actually jealous of City. Buy players on a cheap, not like us paying over the odds for players. Yeah, exactly. City have got all the money in the world and they don't overpay for players. It's fucking ridiculous. Having a Glazers in charge like having the money to buy a Lamborghini and buying a Nissan Micra. Yeah. And then they put, and it's got a second-hand Micra with a dodgy clutch and then flat tyres and 2 wheels missing. So the metaphor continues from people there. Lucky Singh saying Mount 55 million max. I agree. UTFR, I'd put Mount on the back burner and go all out for Kane. God knows how much he's going to cost us. Jesus Christ. Sheikh Jassim from Lucky Singh. Brian Case saying, no, great loss, Nick. Don't worry. I think that's refers to United stand. And then Mikey Matt, the current Copper players will win the odd game against top teams by playing counter-attacking football. As soon as the opposition packs the bus, we're a bit fucked. Yeah, because we're relying on Rashford to score our goals, and that's it. We don't have anybody else to score goals. A lot of slagging off of Mark Goldbridge in the chat. Yeah. His face infuriates me. Jesus Christ. Paddock and Rio Reds over gold melting United stand. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. UTFR. The board has forced Eric Ten Hag's hands. He's forced to put 13 players up for sale just to get new signings in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right, we'll get into the Mason Mount chat because there's a lot of stuff going on there that we still haven't spoken about. So buckle up. Crunch time for Mason Mount this week. Manchester United will hold talks with Chelsea this week over their bid to sign him. It's unclear whether talks between Man United and Chelsea will be face-to-face, but I think that's since been confirmed that they are face-to-face. They're prepared to try and find common ground. There's acknowledgement that it'd be better to resolve the situation before Mount has to report for training. Again, Adam, not a chance to speak to you about the whole Mason Mount. I kind of know your thoughts on him as a player, but is he worth the hassle if the manager wants him?
Well, it's feeling more and more likely that it is going to be the first signing of the window for us. The manager seems to be quite adamant on him because you have a player in James Maddison that looks like he's going to Tottenham for, is it 40 million?
30.
Cheaper. 40. So even cheaper. Well, this deal is looking at it's going to cost us probably about 60 million by the looks of it. There's a lot of, I suppose, like he's flipping cat and mouse who's chasing who. We then target somebody that they're targeting, Caicedo, and then they're like, oh, wait, we'll go back to the negotiation tables, we'll listen to you. So it's a game of poker with Chelsea right now. I like the club's stand on not overpaying, refusing to overpay, because we've been caught with our pants down many a times, and they need to, I suppose, get a better image out there, because clubs are taking the piss of us. Atlanta quoting that price for Rasmus is a joke for 9 goals. I know he's young, talented, but realistically, he's not worth that. Mason Mount, the manager, obviously is a thing for him. Likes what he sees, can play in multiple positions. Maybe he possibly could see Bruno dropping a wee bit deeper and then playing Mount in a number 10, or we might even see Mount playing that kind of deeper role and Bruno further forward. I don't think the deal is worth the hassle that's happening right now. And does it interfere with other deals as well? Because we know we can only negotiate one player at a time. We never can do multiple deals. Historically, we haven't been able to. So we're putting so much time, effort, and money into this deal. Is it worth it? I don't think it is, but the manager thinks it is. So you got to back the manager in this situation and try and get him the player that he wants. Just don't look like absolute fools, because clubs are going to continuously overprice players when we approach them then, and it's happening already.
I'm going to touch on that with Sam in a second about looking like fools publicly, because I feel like it's already got to that point. But we've got 80 people in the chat. Please do leave a like on the video if you enjoyed the content, if you're happy about this news that we discussed. For people just joining, because I appreciate you haven't watched from the start of the show, we discussed the Bloomberg article about Qatar being confident now, or increasingly confident, that they've won the bid to buy Manchester United. We spoke about Glazer, Samuel Luckhurst, released an article this morning which had some interesting insights there. Touched on Onana, just currently discussing about Mason Mount. Still got to talk about Caicedo and Anthony's response to the allegations as well. So do leave a like on the video. Do subscribe if you're new around here. And if you want to become a Real Red Ultra, to join the membership essentially for exclusive content, a badge next to your name, and a chance to feature on the show, click the join button next to the notification bell and join the group, the ever-growing community, which we've got some wonderful people in the chat consistently. So we appreciate every single one of you. Sam, back to Mason Mount. I mean, it's United are putting out there that we'll walk away and we don't want to look like idiots and blah, blah, blah. But,
too late.
I mean, we already kind of do, don't we?
Yeah.
Like, if it doesn't get resolved this week, they have to walk away, don't they? Like, surely.
I would have walked away. Like, after that last thing, I would have just gone, look, this is the deal on the table. If you want to talk about anything other than this deal, then don't bother. Like, we're moving on. But if you want to talk about this deal, you want to sign this deal, then give us a call. And I would have left it like that. And then if they would have been, if they're trying to like contact us and go, oh, we're thinking about this, just be like, phone down, just like not answering it. Just be ruthless, man. Be ruthless, because that's how everybody else operates the transfer window. Like City went in for Declan Rice, and then they realised they were going to overcharge him, and City were like, nah, we'll move on, we'll get somebody else. And that's what they've done. That's how.
Than Bellingham, by the way.
Exactly. It's like they've done that. So like, why can't we operate that? We're a bigger club. We've won more. Like, why are we not operating like that? Why are we every single time go, well, okay, we'll negotiate, and then the other club's going, nah, it's this price, and we'll go, what about this price? Nah, it's this price, and then we end up paying it at the end of the fucking transfer window. So we've overpaid. The player wasn't available in pre-season for the manager to work with and integrate into the team, and we look like twats. So it's just like a cacophony of like absolute bullshit. So it's just like, if you're going to overpay, do it early. Just fucking pay what they want early and get the guy in. If you're going to negotiate, get to a point where you're not going to go beyond and go, this is my line in the sand. If they want to go over it, I'm walking away. And have some fucking balls and have some dignity about it. Like, because fuck me, the amount of players we've overpaid for and they haven't worked out. It's like, the list is longer than I can remember. Like, honest to God, like, can you remember a player that we overpaid for and he's worked out? I can't. Can't fucking know.
Overpaid for? Probably not, no. Not, like, sporadically.
Like, Caicedo was 70 million, but I think that's a fair price for Caicedo.
Yeah, for what he's done, the impact. It's Lissandro, you would have said the same, but then what he's done, absolutely fine. We overpaid for Anthony, and that's still, judgment
dodgy.
Still there.
Wan-Bissaka, he's only come good in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Maguire, shit. Di Maria, fucking snake, didn't want to be here. Like, do you know what I mean? It just goes on and on and on. Like, it's ridiculous. And then not only are we bad at buying players, fucking selling players. We can't sell players for shit. Like, the last player we sold for profit was Dan James for like, what was it? We sold him 25 million. We bought him for 15.
There always seems to be an excuse behind it as well, but whether it is we're buying a player or selling a player, it'll be something like... So the Dean Henderson thing now, they're talking about, well, David De Gea thing's holding that up, so we can't sell David De Gea until we know what's going on with that. Any other deal, we can't do that because this is happening. Oh, well, now we're doing this. Like, we're going to talk about Caicedo in a minute, but that news sprung out of nowhere because of the Mason Mount thing. You think, all right, well, you're haggling with Mount to try and not overspend 55 million, and then you're going to go somehow spend 80 million on Caicedo, even though your budget's supposedly 100 to 120 million. Like,
also the fact that that price list that we did the other day that you listed, I don't know how true that is, but if it is, then how the fuck are we expecting to get like 45 million for like Harry Maguire? Are they taking the piss?
Yeah.
Like, what pricing thing are you doing here? How are you going, 45 million we get for him? Not fucking chat the season he's had. Like, out of the fucking minds. Out of the fucking minds.
Yeah. We just had some news come in from the Guardian Sport saying Chelsea likely to make compromise with United to sell Mount. But what's that compromise going to be? Because we offered 55 plus 5. Chelsea wanted 57 plus 8. So, it's like, where's that compromise going to be? Is it going to be the structure? Do we structure it differently? Do we add a Ballon d'Or clause in there? Like, absolute bollocks, if you ask me. I have no idea. But one player we got linked with, like I just mentioned there, Radim, while she was kind of touring Italy, Moises Caicedo. Sky Sports reported this week that United are now keen to explore the possibility of bringing Moises Caicedo to Old Trafford. I still think it's absolute bollocks. Like I said, I don't know how we'd even pay for this, just discussing financial figures. What do you think on this Caicedo
I think
deal?
I think it's a load of bollocks as well. I think it's just to put pressure on Chelsea because he's their main target once Mount goes. They need that money to actually fund this deal. And it feels like, we're actually going to go for your target now. So Chelsea have now, kind of taken a few steps back and have gone, okay, maybe we can somewhat meet, we can compromise and get this Mason Mount deal over the line, which gives them the funds then to go out and get Caicedo. So I think it's just to add pressure on the Chelsea. I don't think there's really anything concrete there. He's a talented player. Their midfield is going to look absolutely insane if they added him and Fernandez, two of them. Really, really talented players. They are going to be a big worry next season, especially if they can get the likes of him. But I just think it's it's somebody generating clicks. I think somebody is kind of just let it out there. United are just, inquiring, I say. So Brighton can then say, oh, United are inquiring now. So we're actually putting more money in the pockets of Brighton with this deal, I think. And we're also bringing Chelsea back to the negotiation table. So I think it's just like a win for both two teams. And Chelsea are the ones that hopefully will look like the fools at the end of this. So I don't think there's anything concrete there.
But even United are making it look, even trying to smoke screen something, they make it look obvious. Like, even the fans know Caicedo's only been meant. Hey, everybody knows your budget. Everybody knows you've got hundreds. You're not going to spend £80 million on Caicedo. I'll tell you what, if we spent £80 on Caicedo, £80, fucking hell, £80 million for Caicedo this summer, I will fucking do a live where I shave my head off because it's not happening. I'm telling you now, it's not happening. 100% we are not signing Caicedo. Clip it, do whatever you want with it. We won't do it.
Not under the Glazers, definitely. No,
exactly. Not under the Glazers. It's bollocks in it, Sam, this Caicedo.
I will read out, there's a lot of comments. I'll just read out a couple of comments. Vince Bullock, such a great channel. Glad I found it. We appreciate you, Vince. Thank you for being a part of it. Amy Rourke is in the chat. Amy Rourke is a Real Reds Ultra. Howdy, mates. How are we doing, Amy? Appreciate you as well. Fucking hell, I've scrolled too far. Go back up. There we go. Second best United fan channel out there. Second, Brian. Come on, mate. Second.
If
it's Paddock
first,
that's all right. All right,
yeah.
That's fine.
We appreciate that.
Kevin Odie, guys, demonstrations are part of the measures to drive the Glazers out, but a key measure to kill them by stopping buying any paraphernalia to cut off the source of benefits. I agree. Mikey Mike, have we had any bid for Maguire? Have we? Fuck. Come on.
I wish.
Not a fucking
That'd be breaking
chance.
news on its own.
Gray, we already look like idiots, have for years. Totally agree. Salford under 13 have offered a bag of Haribos for Maguire, I think. Absolutely.
We're robbing them. We're absolutely robbing them.
Robbing them blind. I'd take £10 million for Slabbert at the rate we're going. And then Gray said, I'll pay $10 million for someone to take him. Yeah. 100% so we need to stick to our guns. We might walk away if they don't accept it. There's better players out there. I agree. If we had a better scouting system, we'd be able to find these players, but we fucking don't. Selling Nick Bow for less than $1 million shows how we sell players. Yep, there you go. We'd be looking to get 30 for Maguire. I agree. Chelsea's going back for talks because we showed interest in Caicedo. Maybe that was the ploy. We've gone, we're going to take your player to make him come back to the table. So maybe that. I'd rather get Caicedo for 75 than Mount for 60. I agree. We'll probably sign, get ready with a song, Nick, Mount and...
Oh, God, wait. I'm going to pretend that I've not been...
Do you want me to read it again?
So, yeah, what was the chat again? Sorry, Sam.
So, Marky Barker said, we'll probably sign Mount and...
Oh, nah, nah. What's my name? Oh, nah, nah. What's my name?
Yeah, first. McTominay and Cash for Caicedo United. Oh, Adam's not heard this, has he? McTominay and Cash for Caicedo United will be definitely in for them. We need Caicedo and Mount. Brian Casey, Paddock is first, close second, lads. Won't be long, though. Yes, I'm all right with that.
Oh, we accept that. I'll accept that.
Used to like United view, but KG stupid humour ruins it. Shame. I like Flex. I think Flex is good on United view, but Adam looks very confused. He does, because it wasn't Coldplay.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
When I played it, he went.
Yeah.
And then about 5 seconds into it, he went, right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Kieran Waters, what striker are we going to sign? At this rate, Kieran, mate, fucking nobody. Because Prabdav Kadwale, there's that song. Everybody's happy the Onana song's back.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, I love it. Love it. We've got plenty more sounds where that come. I mean, I'll just quick little check. We've got
Gary Neville.
Unbelievable.
We've got Adam's famous one.
Go on, shoot.
We've got some Irish translation.
Because I'm listening to that for the rewarding.
Well, no idea what that says. We've got
Audible Irish noises.
the noise I make when United officially gets sold.
Oh, yeah.
We've got plenty more. And we're going to add to it. If anyone's got any suggestions in the chat, what you want on our soundboard, we're more than happy to throw it on there. And we appreciate every single one. We've got over 100 people in the chat. I believe last time we checked, it was 25 off 2,500 subs. So if you haven't subscribed yet, that's literally like a quarter of this in the chat.
I'm gonna do a live check now. Let's see where we're at.
All right, let's have a look. See what we're on. And then we're going to dive into the last topic on the table and a few more questions.
2494. 6 people. We need 6 people to subscribe. Around 2,500. So there's 104 people in the chat. So if 6 of you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Gets 2,500 live on the show. That'd be great.
I know one of you are either picking your nose or you're tucking into some food or you're doing something right now and you're thinking, I can't be arsed subscribing to that. Just click the red button. It's fine. Absolutely fine. Right, the last topic, a bit more of a serious topic. So it's not great to segue from picking noses to this, but that's what I'm here for. I'm professional. I can do it. So Anthony, right? Anthony's put. Let me get the thingy up, the actual statement. Saved it. The thinger. Where we at? There it is. So Anthony has claimed that he's innocent following the accusations of domestic abuse by his ex-girlfriend. He took to Instagram and said, "For you, after submitting my statement at the police station where the investigation involving my name is being conducted, I wanted to speak publicly for the first time since I was falsely accused of assault. I stayed silent until the moment so that nothing could interfere with the investigation process. But during all those days, my family and I suffered in silence. Despite being born and raised in a very needy community, I'd never been through a situation similar to this in which a false assault charge resulted in a preliminary and unfair public judgment on the part of some. After the closure of the investigation, my innocence will be proven, certain that justice will prevail, and the damage initially caused to my image will be in the past. Thank you for the countless messages of support received at this very difficult time for me." Now, with situations like this, Sam, it's very important to get both sides of the story in it because you can't just jump the gun on it straight away. So it's important to approach this with a measured view, right?
Yeah, you've just got to let the legal process play out and just let them handle it. Like, it's not fair to make judgments on either party because we weren't there. We don't know who's telling the truth. So you can't accuse the victim of lying. You also can't accuse Anthony of lying either because we don't know. We have no idea. This is not like the Mason Greenwood case where we heard the audio, we saw the pictures, we saw a video of it, and it's clear as day what happened. So this is a bit more murky, and you've just got to let the legal process play out. If he's found innocent, you've got to kind of accept like that's the case. If he's found guilty, then there will be punishment and repercussions, and that's that's the way you've got to handle it. You just got to be neutral on it, and we report it. We'll keep you up to date with it. I don't feel comfortable offering an opinion on something that's going through a legal process right now because I don't think it's fair, especially to Anthony and his ex-girlfriend who's involved. So yeah, just let it play out, and just hopefully it works out and the truth comes out.
That's the flip side with it in Adam, because everything that's gone on with Greenwood, and let's not pretend that we haven't had dickheads at this club before who have done certain things.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
People are quick to judge a footballer in it, Adam. Like, with a lot of money, we've had a lot of idiots in the past. It's very easy to make the assumption, like, oh, well, he's definitely done this. Because the reaction at the time when it came out, I think he was on the show with us, actually, me, you, and Shreyas, discussing it. It was very toxic. People straight away saying, like, oh, he's fucking done it, blah, blah, blah. But it's, like I said, you need to have that measured view in it.
Exactly, yeah. We don't know. None of us were there. We don't know if anything did happen. Maybe something did. Maybe something didn't. We can't say. We can't jump the gun as well. It's people keep comparing it to the Mason Greenwood's situation, but we saw evidence and heard evidence firsthand on that. There's no evidence on this, and if there is, it's obviously locked up behind like it's not open to the public, because once you throw everything out into the public, it can damage the actual case. So you have to let the legal authorities do their job and look for the truth in it. People are very, very quick to damn footballers like this when an allegation does come out. They're very quick to throw them under the bus. We don't know what happened. People in that show, when it did break, were saying that he's done. He's completely done. That's his career done. But obviously, nothing really has come out in recent weeks. He hasn't commented on it because I'm sure his lawyers and everything are being involved in this. And he was advised not to say anything. But he's put a statement out saying it's caused a lot of distress in his family. And he just wants to get it resolved now. I don't think it's going to have much of an impact going into preseason now. He's probably going to join up anyway. He can continue doing his job. We don't know if he's guilty or not guilty. So just let the police do their job and do the investigation. There's no point in trying to spread false information, especially online. It can happen really, really fast.
Oh, yeah. Twitter's an absolute fucking cesspit, innit? I think we all know that. We've got 10 minutes left of the show, so I'm going to leave this to the important people, you guys. If there's any questions, any topics you want to discuss, anything you want to throw out there whatsoever, we're happy to discuss it. So get your comments in.
Preferably,
Sorry,
preferably not about the Anthony situation. Pick something more interesting or positive, please.
Spark our minds with a debate or whatever it is.
Last time we've had questions about biscuits. We had questions about what did we had last time, Nick? What were we talking about last time?
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff.
Games consoles. We had games consoles, didn't we? For the Sega Mega Drive and the Commodore 64, all that sort of stuff. So yeah. Brian Casey's thoughts on the new home kit.
Oh, I quite like the rose kind of inlay on it. I think it's quite a cool concept. I'm glad we kind of got rid of the collar again. The rumors were that the crest was meant to be in the middle, so I actually prefer it kind of out on the side. I don't like the advertising. It's like they increased the
too high up. It's too high up in it. Like
it's like your diaphragm, honestly.
Yeah. That I tend to agree. I might be in the minority with this, but the kit I'm not a fan of. But it might be one of them that you look at in person, it's better. But regardless, I'll have my Glazer out shirt on, so couldn't give a bollocks.
It's not an awful kit, but it's not a great kit either. It's just like it's fine. Moondog 94. Coldplay or United? Which is more important to Adam?
Be honest.
I've been a fan of United longer, so I'm gonna go with United.
Yeah,
good answer.
Somewhere around the world, Chris Martin sat there, hitting himself in the face. Yeah.
New home kit from China. Fuck the Glazers, absolutely, mate. I don't know if I should. Yeah, fuck it. Let's read it out. Grey 100. Who has the biggest boobs? Me or my wife?
I haven't seen any of you. I'm going to say you. Because I don't think a person would ask that question unless they had decent size.
Had confidence.
So
had confidence in their own. Had confidence in their own rack.
Unless there's a twist in the story and Gray's a lesbian, which is absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. So in which case, it could well have actual bigger boobs.
Yeah. Prablev Cardinale, if a band performs at Old Trafford, which one you will like? Well, that's a stupid question to ask Adam, so let's not bother with that. But Nick.
Well, let Adam have an alternative option because we know what his primary option would be. So if you've got an alternate option, Adam, who would you go for to watch at Old Trafford?
Well, obviously I have that one, but I'd love the Irish band that
You too.
also thought. Yeah, I'd love that.
Nice.
Riders are playing at Old Trafford. They announced it there. I think that'd be a really, really good gig as well. So potentially might go. Who knows?
Yeah. Sam, anyone on the bucket list for yourself?
People have seen. I'd love to. You know what? It's just because it'd bring my two worlds together like so nicely. I'd love to see Slipknot at Old Trafford. I think that'd be fucking insane. Like Slipknot. Can you imagine Slipknot in the red jumpsuits at Old Trafford? Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, but they would actually destroy the stadium. Like the stadium's in bits anyway. Like once they play Psychosocial or something,
if you wanted to, if we're gonna demolish the stadium anyway, get Slipknot in the week before. We'll tear it apart for free. We'll fuck it up. So, Nick, who are you picking?
Does it have to be a band?
You could pick an artist. Pick an artist.
Because I'm just thinking of one person I'm consistently listening to at the minute. I absolutely love his music, and I'd love to see him live at Old Trafford. I'd love to see him live anywhere, to be honest. Striking tickets the other day, sold out within seconds. So, yeah, that would be a dream of mine at Old Trafford. But my music taste is very varied. I'd see loads of people there. I'm not too...
the only band that play Old Trafford is Return and Stone Roses. That would be good. Aaron Gregory, I went to get a drink. This show's got off the rails, as always, Aaron. You know how it is. Question for Nick and Sam. Yeah. Question for Nick and Sam. Who's the best Manchester band? Best Manchester band, Nick.
Ooh.
So it's got to be Oasis. Anybody else? I mean, 1975 are technically from
Wilmslow.
Manchester. So Wilmslow, which is like 20 minutes down the road. So they would be my favourite, but the best, I think, you have to say Oasis, in my opinion.
I would go with the Buzzcocks. That would be my pick.
Interesting.
Aaron is saying he had a dirty weekend with Chris Martin. There you go. I think that's in reference to Adam.
Yeah.
And then I think I know Nick's answer to this, but let's ask anyway. Favorite actor of all time?
Oh yeah, Sam, you know it. Yeah.
Adam,
do you want to say it?
Is it Heath Ledger?
Yes, of course.
Adam, favorite actor of all time?
I really, really like Robert Downey Jr.
That's a good choice.
Actually, can I change my answer slightly? I love Heath Ledger's performance in The Joker, but let's say if he's still alive, still acting now, I like just thinking, fuck, I can't like him that much. I can't remember in Interstellar, Matthew McConaughey.
He's a good actor.
Oh, all right.
All right. I'm a massive fan of him. Massive fan of him.
Who I also kind of liked, but it's gotten a bit of a bad rep. Johnny Depp, obviously, with the whole thing.
I'm just gonna put that on the screen there, Nick. There you go.
Yeah, sorry, Adam. Just did a comment. That's a nice one, Aaron. Appreciate that.
I'm gonna go with Denzel Washington. I think he's fucking phenomenal.
Denzel.
Especially
like Denzel.
if you've seen Training Day, and if you haven't, be ashamed of yourself and fucking go watch it because it's a fucking brilliant film.
Is it Fences as well? That film is called Fences.
Yeah.
It's based on a play.
Marky Mark's saying Keanu Reeves. Fuck off, mate. He plays the same character in every film. You don't got to rage at all.
Keanu Reeves is a nice guy.
He's a nice guy, but he's not a good actor.
Lovely guy.
He's not a good actor. He's just Keanu Reeves in every film. Like, he's no range.
Someone's just tuned in from, like, Africa or something. Keanu Reeves, mate. What the fuck's going on? Welcome to Real Red Talk. This is what we do. This is the last 10 minutes. Any free for all. We do what we want.
Everything goes. Aaron Greger says Stephen Graham. That is a good fucking shout. Stephen Graham is fucking excellent.
Good in Time. If you've seen it on BBC iPlayer, Time. Very good.
My old job, I worked in casting for TV shows and commercials. I met Stephen Graham because he was producing and writing a show that we were casting. One of the nicest blokes in the world. Absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
Proper nice to get on with. Like, just a regular guy. Moondog saying Gary Oldman.
Yes,
Andy
brilliant.
Hopkins from Mikey Mark. And then Brian Casey, Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson, I think he must have been in about 200 films.
Oh,
Honest
he's
to
a
God.
workhorse, mate.
My God, the
Yeah.
amount of films that guy's been in.
But
Absolutely
he's done
ridiculous.
so many good things, right? And the one thing that sticks in my head, have you two seen the other guy
Yeah.
with,
Yeah.
where just aim for the bushes and even
Yeah.
the rock just go like
Just jump on.
that. He's got-
I like
That's the only thing that sticks in my head.
I like the line where he goes, "Hey, shut up! If I want to hear you
Yeah.
talk, I'll shove my hand up your ass and work your man like a puppet."
What a film. Absolute classic. And the Will Ferrell and what's his name?
Matt Wahlberg.
Fucking Mark Wahlberg, when they go back and forth about the tuna fish and the lion, he goes, first of all, a tuna fish?
In the water? Are you kidding me?
Classic.
Morgan Freeman is up there. Alan Rickman. Yeah, Alan Rickman is fantastic. Aaron Gregory, least favourite actor. Oh, God. Who do I hate? Who do I hate?
Least favourite. Anyone who's in reality TV.
I know who.
Go on.
Basically.
I've one that is my least favorite now because I really, really did like him, and obviously what he done, I dislike him now. Kevin Spacey.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Kevin.
Trying to think. Who's the least favourite? Who do I not like?
Jim Carrey.
No, don't. Who's
I
put
like
that?
Jim Carrey.
Someone put that.
Grade
Aaron.
100. Great, no, it's
Aaron,
great.
no.
Grade 100. Put Jim Carrey.
Oh. Oh, no. Steven Seagal. Yes, Brian.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
with
good
you on
shout.
that.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
am with you on that.
Yeah.
In every fucking film you don't want to see on them fucking old programs that nobody watches. Steven Seagal, who's about
Yep.
90 pounds overweight, doing,
Who's
piss off.
the? Do you remember the bigger blonde girl who's comedy? She's Australian. What's her name? I can't remember her name.
Something Wilson. Something
Oh,
Wilson.
Yeah.
Wilson, yeah.
Yeah.
Fat Amy, they call her.
Yeah, fucking shit.
And Melissa McCarthy too.
Yeah,
Melissa
same
McCarthy as
character.
well.
Oh, I'm the fat
Yeah.
funny. I'm the fat funny person. Same character. Every single film.
Yeah.
Like, for fuck's sake, man.
Yeah. Is that,
Aaron-
yeah?
Aaron Gregory saying he hates Jason Statham.
Yes,
Interesting.
I'm with you on that as well. So it's the same thing, the same character. I'm Jason Statham, I want to knock him. And it's just like every single film you see that. Shocking.
The Rock. The Rock's done some good films. He's done some.
But I
alright
think
films.
there's a slight bias on your end, Sam, because of nostalgia, because you grew up and
Yeah.
The Rock was like a big.
Yeah.
If
I
you just
prefer-
identify as an actor,
I prefer him as a wrestler than an actor.
yes,
He's a better
yeah,
wrestler.
entertainment wise, fantastic, but yeah, I don't know.
Amy
Piers
Morgan.
Morgan,
Piers Morgan.
yeah, you've won Sam's heart with that anyway.
Like
Definitely.
it. I
Yeah.
like it. Should we wrap up?
Let's wrap.
This is going off the rails quick.
It's going down an actor rabbit hole.
I can see Adam's mind starting to just sort of drift away.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for everyone who's been tuning in. Fucking hell, man, I'm losing my head. I was just reading comments and tuning in. Tuna. It's because I've got that tuna fish thing in my head. I'm like, first of all, a tuna. Yeah, thank you for everyone tuning in. Obviously, it's been a very varied show, but that's what we're all about. That's what we're here for. It's Real Reds Talk. Continue to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to become a Real Red Ultra member, which helps support the channel, it's about £4 a month, less than a meal deal nowadays. You get exclusive content. You've got another video dropping this week, so you've already had two. We announced the winner of the other one where we drew names out of a live hat. Congratulations, Brian Caicedo. He'll feature on a show with us next week. Once we get to 22 members, we're going to do another 11 live draw out of the hat, and they get to feature on a show with us as well. So if you like the sound of them perks, you want to become a member, you want to help support the channel to get amazing guests on, which brings me to my next point. We've got Jay Motti on tomorrow night, which is fantastic.
Can't wait. I love
yeah.
Jay. I love
It's
Jay
been a while
so
since we've had him on. So Jay Motti from Stratford Paddock will be on the show tomorrow, but we're going to discuss ownership first. All the bollocks that's going on, basically, and we'd love to hear his points. So, yeah. You get many perks with it. If you want to become a member, click the join button next to the notification bell. If anything else goes live, with the ownership transfers, whatever the deal is, we'll be live straight on it, straight away. So, yeah, important to turn on that notification bell. And thank you to Adam for coming on. It's been a hot minute. It's been touring Italy, meeting all the Italian cuisines, if that's what you're going to call it. So, yeah, cheers for coming on, Adam.
No problem. Great to be back. And what a day to come back. All this news breaking in one day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been busy, but it's a good show to be back too. So I'm glad to be back.
Go on, Rashford. Go on, shoot.
Love it.
Hopefully I'll be making that noise a lot next season.
Yes, I tell you what, he was making a lot of that noise in Italy. I can tell you that for free. If you know it, I'm joking. Sam, any final words?
I just want to thank everybody in the chat. The chat has been absolutely amazing today. Like
You guys.
Some of the comments, the questions, the laughs. I was saying about it went off the rails. There was a loads of like nice chat about like appreciating the channel and it's really good and the thing. I think Grey One just said it's all right. We like it off the rails. I'm glad you do because
that's what she said.
I really want to do an After Dark podcast. We need to make that happen because I think it'd be fun.
We will.
We'll make it happen. But appreciate everybody in the chat. It's been great, and I hope you stick with us for the rest of the summer. Transfer news, ownership, all that sort of stuff, and then new season starts, and you can join us for all the watch-alongs, the reviews, the match previews, all that good shit. So stick around. It's only going to get better.
Yeah, how much this channel's improved since the start has been unbelievable. Honestly, if you watch us since the start to where it is now, it's fucking miles apart.
On the first After Dark, I will save some of the clips from the Instagram reels, and we'll put them on screen and react to them. And just react to them because there's some funny shit on there, absolute funny shit.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people who want to see the stuff back like way back in the day. Even some of like the absolute ultras wouldn't have seen it. So that'll be something we'll definitely schedule. And we love every single one of you guys so much for continuing to support the channel, get in the chat, interact. You're the reason why we do this. So yeah, have a lovely day, and we may see you sooner than you think. Let's see what happens. You never know with United, do you? I suppose. So take care, guys. Have a lovely day. See you in a bit.
Peace.